Calling all the foodies, today's video is made just for you. We are rounding up the world's top 10 most luxurious food items. Now, taste comes first, but if you have some extra cash, there's nothing wrong with trying exotic and unique food that can take you into another dimension. Do it for the experience, as others say. So come with us and let's discover some food items that will not only shock you with their existence, but also their price. First on our list are the matsutake mushrooms that cost between $1,000 and $2,000 a pound in the gourmet dining world. The matsutake mushroom is the only food that reliably heralds the start of fall because of its distinct flavor and scent. Many people refer to it as intense, while others describe it as spicy or like cinnamon. Connoisseurs adore the whitish matsutake mushroom for its earthy aroma, making it worth stratospheric rates. They were formerly given as gifts to members of the nobility and the Japanese imperial family as a sign of prosperity, joy, and fertility. These mushrooms, indigenous to red pine forests frequently seen in Japan, are becoming increasingly popular. However, an invasive worm is reducing their habitats, leaving no other method to cultivate them. They run the risk of being lost forever. Second, WAGYU beef, priced at $200 per pound. Nothing truly matches the taste. Just be aware that it has a hefty price tag before taking the first bite of this delicious, luscious melt-in-your-mouth meat. The reason for this is the stringent feeding and rearing guidelines, which produce the desirable marbling of fat around the muscle, the more of which, the better. WAGYU is available in countless varieties, with Kobe being the most well-known. Therefore, not all WAGYU is Kobe. Japanese for all cow, but not all Kobe is WAGYU. Only 4 types of cattle, which can fetch up to $30,000 each at auction, are used to produce this chunk of steak. Compared to other breeds, Black Angus cattle are prized in nations like Australia and the United States. Generally speaking, if you enjoy a fine steak and have money burning a hole in your pocket, don't sell for more than $3,000 per unit. You should make this decision, since according to market research firm Techno, the global WAGYU business will produce sales of almost $9.5 billion by 2023. The third is moose cheese. The price for a pound of moose cheese is $500. You'd be excused for not knowing that moose cheese even existed, as it is only produced in one location worldwide. Gulan, Hilga, and Juno, the 3 sisters of moose, live in the Elk House in Bierholm, Sweden, and only lactate for a brief period from May to September. If you're interested in tasting their cheese, which has been compared to feta or camo bear cheese, you can go to the Elk House. You can visit their restaurant and indulge in a moose cheese parfait after perusing their museum and caressing one of the most renowned moose. Fourth on our list, Poulet cheese costs between $600 and $1,000 per pound. Speaking of cheese, Aquanesto Red Coil costs some expensive cheddar. About 130 endangered Balkan donkeys live in Serbia's Zasavica Special Nature Reserve. The females, dubbed jennies, are delicately hand-milked 3 times a day and will produce around 2 liters of milk during that time. It's also the only site that transforms their milk into cheese, which they sell to fund their conservation work. Even if you were ready to invest the money, it takes 25 liters to manufacture only 1 kilogram of cheese, compared to feta in texture. Few people have ever tasted this cheese, notwithstanding how rare and difficult it is to find. Donkey cheese is only available in Serbia. Fifth, we have saffron, the price of which is $5,000 per pound. Saffron is the most valuable plant in the world and has been growing in Iran for thousands of years. It's perhaps best known as a spice used in Middle Eastern cuisine, so it seems somewhat appropriate that an ingredient that can weight for weight can be more expensive than gold. Should be given the moniker red gold. Imagine 2 football fields covered in crocuses, just 1 kilogram of this spice. Saffron is used for a variety of things, from scents to dyes. Over 200 metric tons of saffron threads are collected yearly, despite the enormous amount of time and area that this crop requires. The crocuses only bloom for just 1 to 2 weeks per season, and each contains just 3 stigmas, which must be meticulously plucked by hand. Each year, this amounts to around 30 billion blossoms. There have been several attempts to develop less expensive alternatives, but nothing comes close to the real thing. People have attempted passing off turmeric, red marigold petals, and lily flower stigmas like saffron, but the flavor and dye are very different when used in large numbers. Saffron has been shown to have significant happy-inducing effects, and studies suggest it may also aid with PMS, PMD, and Alzheimer's disease symptoms. Sixth is Iberico ham per leg. The cost is $45,000. On the island of Dehesa on the Iberian Peninsula, these black Iberian pigs lead a peaceful existence while subsisting solely on acorns. The more time the animals spend eating nothing but acorns, the higher the ham quality, even though the acorns are still minimal. As a result, the meat acquires a distinctive scent, a sweet and nutty flavor, superb suppleness, and the desirable marbling we previously mentioned. The meat is then allowed to cure for a minimum of 36 months, with very little meat ever being consumed. It is 100% pure black Iberian pig, according to the desired black label. You're paying for the gem of our cuisine, an assortment of pigs that are raised and cared for in an extraordinary location around the globe. The Iberico de Bellota, which sells for just $13,183.10, holds the Guinness World Record for the most expensive leg of ham ever. 7th is the Albo White Truffle. The price of one is between $1,030 and $1,286 per pound. But why would someone bid for a fungus worth thousands of dollars? Fans argue that the expense is justified by the strong scents and distinctive flavors. Due to its potent aroma and flavor, this truffle is typically used as a paper-thin garnish on various dishes. It's also one of the rarest and most expensive of its kind. These truffles can only be found in the wild, primarily in northern Italy's Piedmont region. Despite the attempts of many to produce their own, extraordinary lengths are taken by people to locate, gather, and sell them. Even though each season can be incredibly unpredictable, in 2007 it was such a rare gift. Stanley Ho, a casino owner, paid a staggering $330,000 for just one 1.5 kilogram truffle. 8th, we have bird's nest soup, which is around $30 to $100 per serving. Even though this might not be to everyone's taste, there are some regions where this meal has a long history and rich culture. Bird's nest is prized for its therapeutic properties and can sell for between $1,500 and $3,000 per kilogram in China. It has been considered a delicacy for almost 1,000 years and is thought to make its diners robust and healthy. It's formed from the nests of the native South Asian swiftlets, which construct their nest with saliva using moss, seaweed, twigs, and even feathers. Finding these nests is dangerous because they're frequently found close to the peaks of sheer cliffs and cave walls. At least, now the price is clear. I'm starting to doubt any ingredient could be worth this. 9th, Beluga Caviar, worth $3,200 to $4,500 per pound. The price of caviar is influenced by a variety of factors. The albino sturgeon only produces eggs until it is roughly 100 years old, making the availability of white pearl albino caviar relatively uncommon. Another reason is that they are a scarce find, because sturgeons, frequently found in the Caspian Sea, are becoming increasingly endangered. The price of beluga caviar, even though it's more widely available, is rising. It's basically the same as dealing with and eating edible elephant tusks, because we're dealing with an endangered type of raw seafood. That level of regulation is present. In fact, the US Fish and Wildlife Service declared an importation ban on them. However, the Iranian beluga, also known as Almaz caviar, now holds the record for being the most expensive caviar, costing $34,500 for only 1 kilogram. Saffron has been the most expensive meal I've ever consumed, but we still have some honorable mentions to discuss. I'm virtually sure that most of us have tried at least one of these, so let's look at them first before determining the most costly cuisine. Honorable mention number 1 is 100 milliliters of Aceto Balsamico di Modena, which costs $180. A 100 milliliter bottle made by just 17 generations of the Juicy family over 100 years can cost $563. A variety of nuances gradually improve. A variety of gourmet masterpieces with their distinct flavors and aromas. Its silky body culminates in increasing intensity as it touches the palate. Honorable mention number 2 is DENSUKI watermelons, ranging from $1,000 to $4,500 per fruit. One that had only been grown in its native Japan was sold at auction for $6,507. Honorable mention number 3 is vanilla, priced at $200 per pound. Did you know that pure vanilla is the most expensive spice after saffron? 3 years later, vanilla costs $600 per kilogram, up from $80 in 2014. Today, there are about 500. Global demand plays a role in the price increase. Because of the trend toward eating more naturally, food manufacturers now choose natural flavoring over artificial ones. Honorable mention number 4 is 100 grams of Manuka honey that costs $99 each. only endemic to New Zealand, this unique plant can be challenging to harvest even though Manuka honey is highly prized by physicians. It is sometimes even more effective than conventional antibiotics. According to Dr. Oz, Manuka honey is our special sauce. Finally, honorable mention number 5 is KOPI LUWAK, with prices that range from $100 to $600 per serving. Would you spend $100 on a cup of coffee that had been half digested and urinated on by a civet cat? Nevertheless, it is considered the rarest beverage in the world. Now, for the 10th and most controversial food included in our list, edible gold. The price per pound is $15,000. Many people have asked me, can you eat gold? Of course, this gold can be eaten. Yes, if you have the money to spare and are searching for something special to make your sweets pop or champagne flute gleam, why not add some edible gold? It is often made of 23 or 24 karat gold and is available in sheets, flakes, or powder form. It's one of the few minerals that are safe to eat, along with calcium and iron. Even more, eateries have joined the edible gold trend worldwide. Nothing screams luxury more than a sprinkle of edible gold, even if it may not convey flavor-enhancing or health-related properties. And that's it for today's video. I hope that you weren't too overwhelmed with the prices and that you still get to feel excited to try one of these food items included in our list soon. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in the following video.